This is a security camera. It's supposed to protect your home. Mine mostly keeps an eye on wild animals, fog, snow, and occasionally something that definitely happened but nobody knows what. I've been running the camera for a while now, not as a demo unit and not as a quick review. This is how it actually runs at my place, integrated inside Home Assistant, day, night, winter and rain. And just a quick note, if you are mostly here for the nature part, there is a full multi-day time-lapse waiting for you at the very end. We'll be starting in a couple of seconds. Yes, we are unboxing it. No, we are not reading the manual together. Inside the box you get the camera, mounting hardware, power wiring, and everything you need to put this on a wall and then forget about it. This is a dual lens camera with built-in floodlight. Very strong floodlight, but it also has motion detectors. That matters because it can see wide and still zoom in where it matters. This is a proper outdoor device that runs on mains power. Yes, this means 220 volts for me, so if you do not know what you're doing, please don't do this part alone. One thing I really like is that the mounting bracket has a built-in level. That sounds boring until you've mounted enough cameras slightly crooked at night. There is also a safety wire or a safety string, so while you're mounting the camera doesn't try to escape you. Once it's on the wall, it feels solid and not like a gadget you constantly worry about. When it powers on, the camera tells you exactly what to do.
Welcome to Reolink. Please install Reolink app and scan the QR code on the camera.
You can scan the QR code, add it to the app, and you are up and running. The Reolink app gives you, as always, live view, PTZ control, dual feed, floodlight control, AI detection settings, and of course, enabling settings that allow you to add it to Home Assistant or other smart home systems. But for me, this app is just a step one and not where the story ends. Once the camera is in Home Assistant, it exposes a lot of entities. No, we are not going through all of these because I like you, but not that much. The important part is that you get the camera stream, PTZ control, floodlight control, and separate detection for people, animals and vehicles, plus of course the motion detection. I can place the camera exactly where I want it, in my dashboard next to all my other cameras. At this point, Home Assistant feels less like a smart home system and more like a slightly obsessive control room. This is also the moment where you realize you didn't buy a camera, but accidentally adopted another entity to manage. This camera has two lenses, with one covering the whole scene and the other one zooming in on details. In Home Assistant, I can switch between the fluent and the clear streams, move the camera manually or send it to the predefined position. At night, the floodlight turns on and the camera actively tracks all the movement. This is not a cinematic, and that is perfectly fine because it's a functional. I'm not recording wildlife documentaries here. What I want is a context and evidence of what happened and when. I use Home Assistant automations to take screenshots whenever the camera detects a person or an animal. These images are then stored locally with no cloud and no subscription. In my dashboard, I can see the latest detections grouped by people, animals, and of course vehicles. Sometimes it's a deer, sometimes it's a fox, sometimes it's a wild boars in the rain. And sometimes the camera turns, something clearly happened, and nobody knows what. I got a security camera and accidentally built a wildlife alert system. My kids are subscribed to this channel, which means this camera probably knows more about my yard than they do. Jokes aside, this setup gives me history, context, instead of just notifications. After running this camera for a long term, this is my honest take. This is not a toy camera. It's not perfect, it will miss things occasionally, and sometimes it will confuse you. But combined with Home Assistant, local storage, and the proper automations, it can become a very powerful setup. If you want something you install, integrate, and actually use, this makes a lot of sense. Before I go, I just want to say thank you. Not the generic YouTube thank you, but the real one. To my channel members first. Your support generally makes it possible for me to test things properly instead of rushing videos out. It really means a lot. And to everyone watching, commenting, sharing, and sometimes politely disagreeing with me in the comments, thank you for being here. All the relevant links, automations, and details are down below, as always, linked to my GitHub repository. The time-lapse is coming up right after this. Bye bye and have fun!